Good evening and welcome to News 20 at 5. I'm Jessica Boyer.
And I'm Cara Bailey.
An admissions officer at Florida A&M University turns himself in after taking money from prospective student families, says the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Lamont Jr. Yulee charged a fee to change students' academic records and guaranteeing them acceptance into the school after they were denied. The FDLE says that Yulee faces 2 counts of bribery and 1 count of official misconduct. FDLE began investigating earlier this year. The university placed Yulee on administrative leave, then fired him. The state attorney general says she commends FAMU for immediately reporting this illegal activity. Court documents of the face-biting attacker is released. The 19-year-old FSU student accused of murdering a couple in their home and eating a man's face shows in-depth details of the incident. New details showed Austin Haruf admitting to authorities of his involvement in the gruesome attack. According to the Associated Press, after deputies pulled Haruf off John Stevens' body, he begged the deputies to kill him. He is charged with second-degree murder of Stevens and his wife, Michelle Mishkin. Shaw's high school assistant coach resigns. School officials say 22-year-old Derek Vale inappropriately contacted female students through social media. Vale submitted his resignation after investigation went underway. Shaw's high school assistant principal Joe Burgess spoke about this manner, saying Vale has been Snapchatting with 2 female students from the school. Parents were immediately notified and Vale was placed on administrative leave. Burgess says they have already found replacement for the teen. At this time, no further details are available.
A Miami police motorcycle patrolman is dead and 2 other people are suffering from critical injuries after a multi-vehicle crash. The crash occurred Tuesday afternoon when an SUV rear-ended the patrolman's motorcycle in the left turn lane. Police have identified the officer as Jorge Sanchez. According to Miami police, 5 other cars were also involved in the incident, leaving 2 people in critical condition and 11 other people in the hospital.
I'm saddened and pained to report that City of Miami Police motorcycle officer George Sanchez was killed in a traffic crash at 137th Avenue and 8th Street while on duty. Officer Sanchez has served our community with honor and distinction for 21 years. As a patrol officer, he served the citizens of Little Haiti, Coral Way, and Flagami.
The Florida Highway Patrol is working to find the cause of the crash that involved Sanchez and 4 other vehicles. In total, 12 people were involved and further investigation is underway. Police union officials request Florida lawmakers to extend workers' compensation to first responders with Zika. Police officials say that emergency responders should be covered if they come in contact with an infectious disease while working. The union also says a police sergeant and another first responder were bitten by mosquitoes in part of the city, which is an active transmission zone. Miami Beach spokeswoman Tanya Daniels says workers' compensation requires proof of Zika exposure and would honor any changes.
Former executive director of the Kearney Center, Sarah Bowatin, sues multimillionaire Rick Kearney for sexual harassment. According to Bowatin's attorney, she was treated well by Kearney. However, when it became clear to Kearney that she did not want to advance sexually with him, he began to act differently towards her. Documents indicate that she was fired November 2015 and another woman who replaced her began dating Kearney. Bowatin attorneys are pressing to sue for actual damages and other compensatory pay. Kearney denies the allegations and plans to fight the case. The Tallahassee Orthopedic Clinic could possibly build a new facility. The clinic plans to build the new facility at the corner of Blair and Mississippi Road. The property became available after the organization won a bid for 2.5 acres. Leon County Commission approved the $1.4 million sale to Tallahassee Orthopedic Center in an October meeting. The deal is not yet sealed. The clinic has months to inspect the property before closing on the sale.
A second tour to Tallahassee increased the urgency for the early voting in the battleground state of Florida. Multimedia journalist Fernanda Ross was at the rally where Democratic vice presidential candidate Tim Kaine and former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords stumped for votes and talked about the issues. Take a look.
Vice presidential nominee Tim Kaine makes a second tour to Tallahassee, endorsing Hillary Clinton's Stronger Together, calling Florida the checkmate state, encouraging voters to vote early in this 2016 presidential election.
7-2-4-6. And we are seeing great early voting activity all across the country in the states that have early vote. We like what we see, but we take nothing for granted, and I'm going to get to that point at the end of my speech. Let me give you a punchline right now. Florida is checkmate. Florida is. Did you guys know you were that important?
Kaine was joined by former Arizona Congresswoman Gabby Giffords and husband astronaut Mark Kelly, declaring Hillary Clinton as president, stating she will fight for the gun control.
In the White House, she will stand up to the gun lobby. That's why I'm voting for Hillary.
I'm Fernando Ross, TV 20 News at 5.
The Clinton-Kaine campaign is gaining momentum in this 2016 presidential election. The election is in the final countdown in deciding our nation's next president. Now, switching gears from election trail, we go live with Angelicia Bruton in the newsroom with an update on the Pulse nightclub shooting. Angelicia?
That's right, Cara. Circuit Judge Margaret Schreiber ruled Monday that the phone calls during the Pulse nightclub shooting should be public. The phone calls captured police officials communicating with the mass shooters. Authorities say during the 3-hour standoff at the nightclub, police can be heard asking Omar Mateen what kind of vest he is wearing and if he had an accomplice. 1/3 of the calls have not been released. The judge allowed families to testify, and some opposed to release, and others would like them to be public to understand what happened that night. I'm Angelicia Bruton in the newsroom. Now back to you at the desk.
And let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. Thursday is expected to be sunny with a high of 85 and a low of 62. Friday will be partly cloudy with a high of 82 and a low of 50. And on Saturday, we are expecting a temperature drop. The high will be 75 with a low of 46. Sunday is expected to be partly cloudy with a high of 77 and a low of 48. And Monday will be sunny with a high of 79 and a low of 50. And that's going to do it for your weather this week. I'm Brea Hollingsworth. Back to you at the desk.
Happy Hump Day, folks. I'm Shay Simon with your sports. The Florida A&M University women's cross-country team are champions again. The team clinched their 5th straight MEAC title in Dover, Delaware. This is the first time in the MEAC cross-country history that a team won 5 consecutive titles. FAMU scored 53 total points to clinch first place, and all 4 FAMU runners finished in the top 15. This title is the 9th MEAC Conference Championship for the Rattlers. And the first college football playoff rankings are here, and many ACC teams are on the list, including Florida State. The Seminoles sit within the top 25 in the 22nd spot on the rankings, while Clemson sits at number 3. And Louisville stands at number 7. Other ACC teams in the top 25 include Virginia Tech at 19 and North Carolina at 21. The Seminoles are looking for redemption this week after their loss to Clemson last weekend. The Noles will play at North Carolina State this Saturday. And the Leon High School girls volleyball team are headed to the state tournament. The Lady Lions beat the Creekside Knights in 3 straight sets in the regional final. Led by Michaela Washington, who had 11 kills, the Lions roared past the Knights and are now gearing up for the state tournament. Leon will face Tampa Plates in the state semifinal on Saturday. Leon lost to Plant earlier this week in the tournament and fell to the Panthers in last year's state tournament. The semifinal game is at 2 p.m. on Saturday at Tampa Plant. And that's all for your sports. I'm Shay Simon. Back to you at the desk. The Tallahassee Museum will host the Zubilee 2016 this Friday from 7 to 10 in the evening. Dress in your best Western gear against the best alien life forms outer space has to offer. Ticket sales will help raise money to support the museum's educational, conservation, and preservation activities. For more information, go to tallahasseemuseum.org. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. For Shay and Brea, I'm Jessica Boyer.
And I'm Cara Bailey. Thanks for watching, and remember to also visit us online at thefamuandonline.com, and make sure you click on the TV News 20 online tab for the latest updates. Thanks for watching News 20 at 5.